can hear steps happening upstairs, and I know for a fact no one is up there. I feel that they left their energy behind and they're happy to spend a little more time, even though afterlife.
Beyond the ghostly whispers, walking through this nearly century-old restaurant, David admits,
this place feels like a museum. We have our treasure. This is the Small House treasure. We have kept it through the years. We give them like pictures and vinyls and books and magazines from all the celebrities that have been coming here.
It's a walk down memory lane at an establishment that's withstood the test of time. Now looking ahead to the next 80 years as one of LA's most iconic eateries. Alex Biston, Kcal News.
Is Kcal News, Los Angeles.
Is there anything you want to say to anybody who may have been fearful of anything that happened at ABC 10?
Now at 9, an exclusive jailhouse interview with the man accused of shooting at a California news station.
Plus, it's the end of a chase that left us stunned. Tonight, why police brought in an armored SWAT vehicle and why you may never see it again.
And a muddy mess and a long cleanup ahead. Why the trip to the slopes in Big Bear this winter could take a lot longer. Good evening. I'm Pat Harvey.
I'm Ruta Shabazi. An exclusive interview tonight with the man accused of shooting at an ABC television station.
Now that man is being charged by both local and federal prosecutors. And Kcal News assignment editor Mike Rogers here at the desk now with that jailhouse interview, Mike.
Yeah, Pat and Ruta, this exclusive interview coming to us from our partners at CBS News Sacramento, who went to the Sacramento County Jail to interview this man. This man is accused of shooting at the ABC 10 KXTV television station in Sacramento, firing shots that went into their lobby. There you see him inside the Sacramento County Jail talking to our Steve Large over the phone there through the windows. Now, the man didn't get too specific about what he said, but Steve asked him a couple of good questions.
Anything you can say about this investigation and you're part of it?
Well, you know, like anybody would imagine, this is a process like nothing that anyone ever, experiences or imagines that they would be going through. I am steadfast. I still feel strong, thanks to the support of my family and relatives and a good, network of friends.
And tonight, that man is still in the Sacramento County Jail, and as we mentioned, facing those two charges, both federally and locally. And tonight, coming up at 10 o'clock, you'll hear Steve's full interview with that man inside of that jail. Guys?
All right.
Thank you, Mike. Jimmy Kimmel's first night back saw a big boost in viewership. Ratings for the show jumped, even though about a quarter of the country wasn't able to watch live, with Nexstar and Sinclair TV groups deciding not to air Kimmel's return. An estimated 6.26 million people watched live last night. Usually the show averages around 1.42 million viewers. Tonight, there is now increased security at an ICE processing center in Adelanto.
And this comes in the wake of a deadly shooting outside an ICE field office in Dallas. Omar Villafranca reports authorities say a sniper shot at a van holding migrants, killing at least one of them before taking his own life.
This is going to be a sniper on top of the roof.
It was still dark outside when the first calls came in at 6:40 a.m. with reports of gunfire. DHS officials say a lone sniper on a nearby rooftop fired indiscriminately at people inside a van at the ICE facility entrance. 3 detainees were shot. 1 was killed, and 2 are hospitalized in critical condition. A woman was recording on her phone near the facility when gunshots were heard. FBI agent Joe Rothrock.
The FBI is investigating this incident as an act of targeted violence.
Police quickly found the shooter, 29-year-old Joshua John, who died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. No law enforcement agents were injured.
Early evidence that we've seen from rounds that were found near the suspected shooter contain messages that are anti-ICE in nature.
It's the 3rd shooting in Texas directed at ICE or U.S. Customs and Border Protection. According to DHS, the same ICE field office was targeted nearly a month ago. 36-year-old Bratton Dean Wilkinson claimed he had a detonator and was arrested for making a bomb threat. And in July, a police officer was shot in the neck in an ambush-style attack outside the ICE detention facility in Alvarado, Texas. 10 suspects were charged in that attack. DHS says attacks faced by ICE officials are up by over 1,000% from the same time last year. Todd Lyons is acting director of U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
My number one concern right now is making sure that men and women can go out there, do their mission, but they go home safe to their families.
Here's what we know so far about the suspect, 29-year-old Joshua John. We understand that he had been arrested on a marijuana charge and also he had a bump on his record for driving without car insurance. But we understand that police are searching homes here in North Texas and also in Oklahoma, and hopefully we'll find out more based on what they find. Now, when it comes to the victims, we don't know much. We do know, according to DHS, that the victims who were in that van, they were in the van because they were just recently swept up in some recent ICE raids. The Mexican consulate says one of the victims was a Mexican citizen. As for the other two, we still don't know much. Omar Villafranca, CBS News, Dallas.
An unusual ending to an unusual chase. A SWAT Bearcat seems to come out of nowhere, ramming a stolen semi-truck.
And Kcal News reporter Hunter Sowards is live now with details on where that armored truck came from and why this tactic by police is so rare. Hunter?
This may be...
No, he got something off of that car.
Yeah,
it's this moment unfolding on Kcal News this morning.
An armored vehicle.
Wow.
Where did that come from?
That stamped another car chase, crazy even by SoCal standards, into the record books.
The armored vehicle just
in a parking lot.
basically attempted a pit maneuver. I don't think we have ever seen an armored vehicle do a pit maneuver in a pursuit before.
Fontana police started chasing the big rig Wednesday morning when they noticed the plates didn't match. They later said a passenger may have been kidnapped after they called a family member saying they couldn't get out of the truck. New video shows Fullerton police step in to help. The chase crisscrossing several counties, including San Bernardino and LA, before entering Orange County and staying near Buena Park.
Now, Fontana, well out of their area in Orange County.
As for the unusual use of the SWAT team's Bearcat, assignment editor Mike Rogers on the desk called his sources to track down where exactly that vehicle came from.
Here's how it works down in North Orange County. North Orange County has what's called North County SWAT. It is a collective of different agencies that form a SWAT team. So it is by multiple agencies down there in Orange County. This particular Bearcat, though, is housed at the Fullerton Police Department. Now,
the agencies teaming up to bring this pursuit to a safe, albeit odd, end.
You just very, very rarely see a Bearcat involved in a pursuit.
With over 3 decades of experience, retired Sergeant Patrick O'Malley explains why you almost never see this happen.
There's numerous reasons, but usually the vehicles are going too fast and the Bearcat wouldn't be able to keep up anyway.
The pursuit ends with 54-year-old Bill Fayad in custody, the passenger transported to a hospital.
The Bearcat scared him, made him panic, whatever it was. He said, that's it, I'm gonna open the doors, we're gonna get out, and it's over.
And there really had to be a very specific set of circumstances, as you heard, for that Bearcat to even be used in a situation like this. Of course, that big rig just being too big to go very fast, it made it perfect for that kind of a pit maneuver. Also important to note, what made this so unique was the fact that Fontana police did not want to back off of this, despite it going through multiple counties and in multiple jurisdictions, but really working with Fullerton PD to bring this one to a safe end. Pretty stunning, though. Reporting here in Buena Park, Hunter Sowards, Kcal News.
Hunter, thank you. New developments today in the case of a 15-year-old, Celeste Rivas Hernandez, whose remains were found in the trunk of a Tesla owned by singer David. Today, movers were seen at the Hollywood Hills home connected to the case. Detectives searched this home last week. Rivas was found dead inside the trunk of a Tesla that had been parked outside the property before it was taken to a Hollywood tow yard. Today, Hernandez's family was able to collect her remains. Police have not named the singer a person of interest, and the medical examiner has not determined a cause of death.
A new chapter in the feud between President Trump and James Comey. Sources tell CBS News the Department of Justice is preparing to ask a grand jury to indict the former FBI director on perjury charges. Federal prosecutors are examining whether Comey made false statements during his 2020 testimony to Congress. It was about his handling of the investigation into Russia meddling in the 2016 election. The deadline to make a charging decision is expected Tuesday. And nearly 8 months after the deadly mid-air crash over Washington, D.C., the first of what is expected to be many wrongful death lawsuits was filed today.
The victim's family says they want to hold the FAA, the Army, and American Airlines accountable for the collision. Casey Crafton was one of 67 people killed when an American Airlines plane collided with an Army helicopter over the Potomac River in January. A lawsuit filed by his wife claims American Airlines, the FAA, and the Army, quote, utterly failed in their responsibilities to the traveling public. The lawsuit seeks $250 million. The Army released a statement saying in part, quote, out of respect for the deceased, their families, and the ongoing investigation, it is inappropriate for the Army to comment on litigation. One of the main routes to Big Bear is closed ahead of the busiest time of the year.
Yeah, that's right. A portion of Highway 38 got washed out in last week's storms, and our Kcal Dt spoke to business owners who say the closure is a big hit to their bottom line.
Yeah, you know, these mountain towns really rely on a big chunk of their business coming from people driving up the hill right around this time of the year as we head into the fall. And so having one of the main roads into town closed is a big burden not only for them, but for all of the people who live up here. There's a cavernous hole in the San Bernardino Mountains where a big section of Highway 38 is supposed to be. Remnants of Tropical Storm Mario recently unleashed a series of powerful thunderstorms here that saturated the fire-scarred hills, causing the road and earth underneath it to collapse.
The floods really did a number. It's sad.
It's sad for visitors like Norm Lopez, who come up to run in the trails near the closure.
We put all of our everything into this place.
And for the small business owners like Monica Aguilar, who need those visitors to survive.
It would be very sad that we don't make it because of Mother Nature.
Just a few months after she bought the Oaks restaurant on Highway 38 in Angeles Oaks, she opened her doors to feed firefighters during the 2024 line fire. They even gave her a certificate of appreciation for it.
I get families now, firemen, that they're like, hey, you know, I know you fed my husband, or, you know, my dad was here. And that's, you know, what I hold on to. These times, that's what I hold on to, and the community.
Now she's hoping community members will still make the drive up here for the trails and the businesses like hers near the closure that are still open. People are hearing it could take 6 months to a year for the highway to open back up again.
Yeah, Seven Oaks down there, down the bottom, they were hit hard too by the flooding. That's a real nice little cafe down there too. And they all survived with tourists coming up here hiking.
But there are alternate routes people can take to get up to Big Bear too.
Of course, I mean, there are bread and butter for our economy. The roads are everything, just like the weather.
Dan McKernan organizes Big Bear Lake Oktoberfest, which is starting this weekend with bands from Germany. He encourages everyone to come up to the mountains.
Yeah, so 55 years now, Oktoberfest in Big Bear Lake. Come on up and enjoy us. We have 3 roads open.
At this time, it's unclear when Highway 38 will reopen, but in the meantime, you can use the 18 and the 330 as alternate routes. Reporting in Angeles Oaks, Kcal Dt, Kcal News.
Still ahead, traveling abroad, the new requirements starting next month if you're headed to Europe.